Hello, welcome to Mr. B's saxophone class. So, we'll start out with Miss K and Miss D asked Mr. B to do a saxophone class for them. Miss Emily and Miss Jackie. So, we're going to go over a couple little basics on the saxophone. First of all, your saxophone. They have alto, tenor, bigger. Saxophone. When you first put it together and get everything together, you're going to put your reed on. Very, very important that when you put your reed on, you don't do what I'm going to do now. So, I'm going to put a reed on. Reed. They're very expensive. Take this old one off. I'm going to change mouthpiece reed. This is what a lot of kids do. They put the reed on, they go like this, then they go like this, and they go. Not good. This is a bad reed. And then they try to play on this, and it doesn't play. So, what I need for you to do is put your ligature on first. Ligature. Big end, small end. Big end, small end. On the mouthpiece first. Big end first. Then put on reed. Kind of lift it up a little bit with your hand here, kind of juggling like this. And when you put the reed on, you want to see that the tip is just, you can barely see a little bit of the black, barely see a smidge. So if I did this, too much. If I did this, too little. I see too much black. Barely see a smidge. Smidge. So I look there and I see. Now to me, that looks pretty good. Okay. Then, carefully put it on. Try not to mess around with this. Now, the other thing that we have to do, we have to make sure that when we put on our neck strap, we are bringing our instrument to our face, not our face to our instrument. I see a lot of this. We don't want to do that. No, bring the saxophone to the saxophone to your face. So I oh boy, that's all. No, that's not good. No, okay. That looks pretty good. See this? I dangle it. Saxophone to the face. Very important. So at any time during this little video, stop. Press pause. Try what I say. I say, you say. I do, you do. Okay? Well, good. This is pretty good. Okay? Right thumb under. So you don't want to do this. Do this. Right under. Under. 1, 2, 3. Left. Right on there. You have some sorts. Mine's black. Sometimes they're gold. Sometimes there's nothing. Then you have your octave key. So you want to be able to do this. Not this. Now we have a lot of combos here. Skip the first one. Skip. 1. See that little one? Skip. Second. Third. Again. Skip. Skip. And we have pinkies. Pinkies. We're good to go. Now. So again. Coming up. Woohoo! We're good. Now I want to warm up. I want to make sure that I'm getting a good sound. Oh no. No. Let's go back to this now. This reed. Boop, boop, boop. Has to vibrate. So, if I put too much pressure, if I bite into it, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to use a little pencil here. See how it closes? So just think if you put your mouth on that and then you bite. It closes. So we don't want to bite. I like teeth on the top. Don't bite. Lip, just bring it in. You don't want to. I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you, me and you. Teeth on the top. What I like to do is I like to start off on a nice easy note. C or B, A, maybe even down to G, just to get a good sound. C, middle finger. Yeah, everything's working, okay? B. Let's go down to A. 1, 2. All the way down to G. 1, 2, 3. Good. So far, so good. Review. Finger placement, thumb placement, saxophone placement, reed, mouthpiece. That's all what we talked about. Okay, now we're going to start warming up. So, what I'd like for you to do, everybody knows their G scale. We're going to play a G scale. I'm going to do it, let's do it slow half notes or fast whole notes. Something like 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. So let's do that together. I can play it. I'll play it up. I'll stop, or you should stop the video. Then I'll play it down, and then you can go ahead and stop the video and play it down. And then we'll do up and down. Okay, so this is your G scale. 3, 4. So you do that up, a little pause, then down. After that, do it all the way up and all the way down. I'm going to go half notes. How many beats of half notes get? Well, if whole notes get 4, what's half of 4? 2. 2 beats, half notes, 2 beats. Nice. Just go ahead, that nice and easy. What I'd like for you to do with that is I want you to write out your G scale. So I wrote it out here for you. You're going to write out your G scale. I want you to write it out. We have a treble clef sign, so learn how to make your treble clef sign. We have a sharp. That sharp is on the top line. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then we do it. I didn't put any lines on it. I just did circles. Up and down. I did not repeat the top note. So, when you're playing this, if it does not sound like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, you like my singing? Then it's wrong. It needs to sound like that. Every major scale sounds like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So, I want you to write it out. And I want you to put a little arrow above that note. So what I want you to do is you need to find out what is that note. I'm not going to tell you right now, maybe at the end. So you will find out that note. Write that out, that note, your scale. Then I want you to circle these notes. Your first, second, first, third, and fifth, and then the octave, the number 1 again, note. So I'm going to circle them right now. See how I circled them? I want you to circle those. And then I want you to write those notes out down here. This is going to be your warm-up. So, let's review our warm-up. You're going to write out your G scale. put a little arrow above the F note because we have an F sharp, which we'll talk about at a later time. And then I want you to write out the first, third, and fifth, and the octave notes there. And that's going to be your warm-up. So I'm going to do that for you. And it's a really good warm-up. I do that on all sorts of scales. So. Warm-up. Okay, exercise number 2. You need to write out, again, back to this, your F scale. So you need to write out your F scale and do the exact same thing. Circle your first, third, and fifth notes. So I'm going to write that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. See how I wrote that out? Okay, write out those. Then you're going to write out separately. And same thing with the F scale. Up and down. And the first, third, fifth octave notes. That's your warm-up. Okay, that'll be it for this week. Let me see. What do I have here? Okay, so let's review real quickly. Position. Neck strap. Saxophone to the face, not the face to the saxophone. Reed. We don't like reeds like this. Yuck. Okay. Here we go. Let me see. Where am I? Mr. B's saxophone class.